Dev, you're on mute.
Yes. Sorry about that. Yes, good morning, everyone, and welcome to day two of the Trinidad and Tobago Internet Governance Forum. And I always believe that this has great meaning when we involve the youth in these proceedings. So I'd like to welcome all the students of various institutions all over the world. And we have someone that will be joining us shortly. And we want to thank you all for your contributions. And we looked at some of your video presentations and so on, which is what is going to come up now. So just to give you an idea of what we're going to do, again, I would like to thank all those students, all those institutions who have submitted video presentations on the internet of tomorrow and given us your ideas of what it should have and the sort of framework it should take. After we're gonna air those videos, and right after airing them, I'm glad to see you all are here as well. We're gonna have a little, question answer, little interactive session. And the main person for that is Mr. Ken Suknaran from UTT. I'll ask him to introduce himself when he is on. And I am going to assist him. He is the lead person for this morning session. So he's my boss, so to speak. I am Dev Gosine, by the way. I'm the chairman of the Trinidad and Tobago Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group, but today I'm following Ken's lead. Okay. All right. So without much further ado, I would like to ask our very able assistant, Denise Manwaran, and I'd like you all to give her a little round of applause. She has been doing human service here for this program since yesterday, making things run very, very smoothly. So, Denise, I would take myself off the screen and I will ask you to take the lead in first showing us the videos, and then we'll have that little discussion among all the persons here today. So, Denise, over to you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sharon Gunness. I am an IT instructor.
Building the internet for tomorrow. How do you want the internet to help us to achieve in 2040, 2050? How do you see the internet helping you in the future in your career path?
In the field of agriculture, countries all around the world suffer from a lack of food, hunger, starvation. And I believe through the internet we could all come together and share our vast ideas and find solutions very easily, share very easily, so that we could help everyone around the world, with droughts and famine, etc.
So, Rihanna, what is your take on this topic?
What came to my place was education and how important education is in someone's life. Now, because of the internet, it's easier, but there's still some struggles, and one of those struggles are online courses. The limits of free I want to do, which is architectural engineering. Internationally.
You mean like more, you want to be more marketable, you want and you want to be a pioneer in working to get that happening. All right, excellent.
See the internet being a very powerful tool in free education globally.
Everyday problems are always arising and improving. With the ongoing convergence of science, technology, and healthcare, the future of ophthalmology is poised for transformation through groundbreaking advancements such as smart intraocular lenses, extended reality applications, advanced robotics, and tailored ocular care, so that all patients can have a chance at seeing a brighter future. So, in conclusion, the use of the internet has
All right. Actually, we have a little technical difficulty there. Denise, just let me know if you have a little problem there with the stream. We'll get it sorted out. Unfortunately, we have a backup plan. Yeah, that's the nice thing about the internet. Denise, if you wish, I would take a shot at streaming it. Good thing you sent me this stuff. So I will have it queued up here and send. Just let me get it going here. Okay, all right. Okay, Denise, thanks very much for sending me this stuff there, and I will bring it up now. Move it over to the next screen. Okay. And I will share this screen. All right, you want to just enable screen sharing, Denise? Will probably just make me a co-host, and I will be able to do that. Okay, good. Share. And let me just share sound. Right. Not really sure I can maximize this, but we'll see.
Building the internet for tomorrow. How do you want the internet to help us to achieve in 2040, 2050? How do you see the internet helping you in the future in your career path?
Went to a field of agriculture. Countries all around the world suffer from a lack of food, hunger, starvation. And I believe through the internet we could all come together and share our vast ideas and find solutions very easily, share very easily, so that we could help everyone around the world, with droughts and famine, etc.
So, Rihanna, what is your take on this topic?
What came to my place was education and how important education is in someone's life. Now, because of the internet, it's easier, but there's still some struggles, and one of those struggles are online courses. The limit of free online courses in the career that I want to do, which is architectural engineering, it's a bit difficult. So, if there are free online courses available that are recognized among internationally, it would be much easier, and in the future as well, to get jobs, it would be stress-free and more fun.
You mean like more, you want to be more marketable, you want to be able to travel around the world and get a job anywhere in the world?
Yes,
So
those courses.
So you are saying that the internet would be able to provide quality education, better education to the world, right? And you want to be a pioneer in working to get that happening. All right, excellent, excellent.
See the internet being a very powerful tool in free education globally.
Now, as a young person with visual impairments, I strongly believe that we are extremely fortunate to be a part of such an innovative society where new treatments and solutions to everyday problems are always arising and improving. With the ongoing convergence of science, technology, and healthcare, the future of ophthalmology is poised for transformation through groundbreaking advancements such as smart intraocular lenses, extended reality applications, advanced robotics, and tailored ocular care, so that all patients can have a chance at seeing a brighter future. So, in conclusion, the use of the internet has potential to bring experts in a specific field together as a result of globalization. Now, as a science student with visual impairments, I would like to be a part of a future where I can work with like-minded experts from all around the world and connect with persons who share my problems, using data and research from all over the different platforms to find solutions to my problems and many other health issues plaguing the world. As time passes and new developments arise, I strongly believe that in the future, most medical problems and treatments of today can be resolved or even cured through advanced technologies.
Extremely happy when Miss shared this project with the club and then our class. It really made us think critically and we began to understand our role as future leaders. We explore the problems plaguing our world today, and in the future, we discuss ways we can solve these problems using such a powerful tool as the internet. We were taken beyond the boundary of Trinidad and Tobago to look at the global issues that we face daily and how the use of the internet can help us network and find solutions to these issues. We learn more of the UN's goals for the world and what they hope to achieve on a global scale, and how us using the internet can help contribute towards achieving these goals. It was truly an eye-opening experience that took us beyond the classroom, tying in what we learned to how we will use it as future leaders.
Hi there, my name is Chandresh Prabhakar and I go to Naparima College. Being a student of 16 years of age, I wish to see the world become a better place for all humans to enjoy their lives. Hence, it is my deep desire for the Internet of Tomorrow to be built in such a manner that it can be easily accessible to everyone globally, especially in rural undeveloped areas. In cohesion with this, I envision a world where limitless knowledge can be easily obtained and updated. One way to achieve this is the engineering of less harmful cell towers. These towers should allow a broader access to internet while simultaneously balancing efficiency with reduced health impacts affecting both humans and wildlife, and this should evolve into more eco-friendly technology. Another important aspect to consider is cybersecurity, and I hope to see cybersecurity implemented in many ways, such as more heavily protected networks and more heavily guarded internet access. This should prevent cybercrimes, making it a safe treasure house of knowledge. Thirdly, although this is already in development, I would like to see more integrated devices into eyewear, such as glasses, that can do many functions. I would want to see the common daily use of advanced technology, which can include the ability for voice commands and processing, 3D diagram outputs, and common daily tasks like phone calls. And finally, AI. Yes, we all know about ChatGPT. I mean, come on, we've all used it for that one assignment. And I wish to see AI-assisted networks, which would make the daily life much more convenient and easier when using internet. In conclusion, the Internet of Tomorrow should be built in sync with the aim to improve the daily life of everyone globally. Thank you for your time.
My name is Lillian. I'm from Shell South IC Tech Club, and this is our video on building the Internet of Tomorrow.
Our vision is to transform the internet into an indispensable utility that is ever present as electricity, water, telephone, and cable television in every household. We believe in making the internet universally accessible, reaching every individual and seamlessly woven into the fabric of daily life. Our goal is to extend internet connectivity beyond conventional boundaries, ensuring availability on every street, in every alley, within schools, malls, and freely accessible to all.
In envisioning the Internet of Tomorrow, we advocate for a world where even the most underserved regions, particularly in third world countries, benefit from digital education without the need of traditional books or paper. Our aspiration is to cultivate a paper-free learning environment exclusively utilizing smart devices to bridge educational gaps and provide a pathway for global knowledge sharing. By fostering internet accessibility on a global scale, we aim to empower communities and facilitate inclusive digital learning experiences that transcend geographically and socio-economic constraints.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Good day, everyone. I'm Gabriela Prasad, and I'm 29 years old.
I'm Faith Prasad, and I'm 22 years old. We are delighted to contribute to this discussion on building the Internet of Tomorrow.
What does the Internet of Tomorrow mean to us?
So it's a multifaceted concept, and it can be encapsulated in the following key thematic areas. Firstly, education and empowerment, innovation and collaboration, security and privacy, inclusivity and sustainability. Starting with education and empowerment, the internet is a powerful tool and we must harness its potential for global education and empowerment. Imagine a world where every individual, regardless of their background, has equal access to educational resources. Let's champion these initiatives that leverage the internet to provide learning opportunities and skill development globally. Education should not be a privilege. It should be a universal right, and the internet can play a pivotal role in making this decision a reality. So next, we have innovation and collaboration. Building the Internet of Tomorrow is not an isolated endeavor. So it's a collaborative mission. So we must foster a culture of innovation and collaboration. Ideas know no bounds, and solutions can emerge from any corner of the globe. So together we can innovate and shape a connected future. Security and privacy. As we journey into the future of the internet, security and privacy become paramount. Our digital lives are intertwined with an increasing amount of personal data. To ensure trust in this interconnected world, we must implement robust cybersecurity measures. So it's about creating a digital environment where users feel safe and secure, knowing their information is shielded from malicious actors, Privacy is not just a right, it's a foundation on which we build trustworthy and resilient internet. So I hand you off to my sister who will be presenting the next point.
Next, we have inclusivity. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, we understand the importance of embracing our diversity. Our internet landscape should mirror our vibrant culture, making connectivity inclusive for all citizens. Whether you're in the busy streets of Port of Spain or in the serene landscapes of Tobago, the internet should be a space where every Trinbagonian can participate, share their stories, and contribute to our digital tapestry, regardless of their economic status, age, or physical abilities. And lastly, we have sustainability. While we expand our digital footprint, we must do so responsibly. Sustainability is not just a trend, it's an imperative. The internet's infrastructure should be designed with the environment in mind. From energy efficient data centers to reducing electronic waste, we have a responsibility to minimize our ecological impact. Let's adopt eco-friendly practices, ensuring that we build the internet of tomorrow. We leave behind a legacy of environmental stewardship. Thank you for this opportunity to share our thoughts, and we look forward to seeing these ideas shape the future of our internet.
Welcome everyone. My name is Surid Singh and I'm a student of San Fernando West Secondary School. Today, we are exploring the internet of tomorrow. So let's just picture a world where everyone everywhere has high-speed internet. From urban jungles to remote villages, connectivity becomes a global right, not a privilege. We're building an internet that leaves no one behind. Let's bridge the digital divide and make connectivity accessible to all. Now, let's talk about security. This internet of tomorrow is a safe haven for your data. Robust encryption, user-controlled data. Our focus is to make the internet secure and private for each user. Decentralization is the name of the game, and blockchain is our ace in the hole. We're reshaping the internet landscape, putting power back into the hands of users through decentralized applications powered by blockchain technologies. Artificial intelligence is our secret sauce for a smarter internet. Imagine an internet that learns, adapts, and caters to your needs. AI and machine learning will make it happen. As we wrap up, envision an internet that's green, decentralized, secure, and collaborative. It's not a dream, it's our shared reality in the making. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the future. Together, let's build a better, more connected world. The internet of tomorrow is right around the corner.
We are the lowest 6 students of Polytechnic Vancouver, ages 17 to 18. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video. Please enjoy. I have physics course tomorrow. I'm just not sleeping. I wish I was actually going to it. It's a Wednesday. I cannot be home in bed. Yeah, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for exams. I'm ready for exams, lovely. Oh God. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Celie. Hi. I was just thinking, what do you think the internet of tomorrow will look like? Hold on, wait. What? We have a physics course tomorrow and you're killing sleep. You're sleeping out. You're talking about the internet of tomorrow. Which is a very good question. I mean, like, personalized shopping and stuff could be improved. Oh my God, imagine able to try on clothes before you actually buy it. Yeah, it's like virtual couture. Oh, yeah. Yeah, virtual couture. So like my dad would have to carry me see-through every time I want to go try on clothes. Yeah, honestly, augmented reality could make that possible. Like, imagine you just upload a picture of yourself or maybe just put it on your camera and a system could put a 3D model of an outfit over you. Oh, so kind of like a Snapchat as well. Yeah, like the filter will detect your face or the surroundings and they will put where you need to put. Yeah. Oh, okay, I understand. And people won't even have to leave their homes. to go try on the clothes before you can make the purchase. Because sometimes I'm not sure if you're gonna fit, and you're like, wait, I leave home and go for nothing because I didn't even get it dressed. If you're online, you do it online, you show where you got in, and you can go make the purchase.
So although you're online, you have the same experience as in store.
Yeah, just in your house.
Not only that, making this into a reality for the online fashion industry won't only enhance customer experience, but could also help businesses save some money from like shipping returns.
Oh yeah. I like the idea of using AR for the online shopping. Like it does make it more inclusive so that if you're actually in the store. But what about gaming experiences?
Well, maybe the influence of tomorrow could have platforms where players could interact seamlessly with power-cutting technology.
Oh, so like improved AR and virtual reality technologies could also provide more immersive gaming experiences. So the players could interact with virtual environments in a realistic way.
I like that.
Well, AI is a big thing now, but what if we put it in games where it could make the game more dynamic and personalized for the player?
More dynamic than that?
Like imagine, for example, NPCs. They already have one set particular code, but what if they could adapt to the player and the environment?
Okay, I'm a little bit confused. What exactly do you mean?
Okay, so let me explain. You know NPCs, they have a set code and have like limited options on how to interact with player.
Yeah.
So if we implement this, we can expand the NPC's interaction with the player. So if they decide to straighten the story a little bit or have something a little different,
It'll go along with it.
yes, the
Okay.
NPC can interact.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, what about biometric integration? This can enhance the game dynamics even more with in-game elements and adapt to the person's personality, emotional state, and their physical state.
But remember, some people see games as an escape. What if they don't want that?
I don't want the kind of experience.
I have people that want to experience that want to game to interact the way they would want to be, adapt to their personality traits.
Honestly, that would be things I get more interested.
And I craft.
My mom just messaged me about a flight to Europe. I mean, like, I want to go. I'm all in for global exploration, but I don't miss school. I have exams just now.
Tell her, don't go. I will search up a virtual tour for Europe on YouTube or something.
That's basic.
Totally.
Well, I mean, like,
I
maybe
want to
internet,
get to, like, experience it too.
maybe the influence of tomorrow could have holograms.
Like holograms, like you can touch.
Yeah, so it'll be like a 3D experience, a better one than just a virtual tour.
Well, like, you know how sometimes when we have to do virtual tours and we have to share screen with friends?
The quality is horrible. But you're still wanting to come along, right? To have that virtual tour experience.
What? How are we doing that?
E-invites.
Yes,
Oh,
that would
okay.
even make it collaborative.
Yes, maybe they just have to click a link and it opens up onto the hologram. And the experience of the materials
and stuff.
What about space?
Oh, do we have any virtual reality space?
I don't think so.
Hologram
is space.
That would
Yeah.
be so cool.
That would be
Like,
wicked.
all the sensory thing, how you feel, they might even adjust temperature,
That
you
would
can
be
close
really
it.
cool.
That would be actually really cool.
No, she just looked up and, she's sketching and stuff.
And you can feel everything. I think that would be.
I will call it that to be internet of tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be cool. The internet of tomorrow cannot just be a technological evolution. It will be a gateway to make everything more personalized and inclusive. Yeah.
But
More
everybody,
connected to everyone.
Because we want everybody to have a good time, so it should be cost effective.
Yeah.
And available everywhere.
Definitely.
So what do you think the internet of tomorrow will look like?
All right. Let me just bring up a smaller version of myself. Okay, good. So that was what we had. And this morning, I'd like to publicly express appreciation to Mr. Raj Ramdas, who, through his interaction with schools and so on, was able to get these videos for us. I'd also like to, we also got the blessings from Sharon Ramdas, the curriculum officer for IT. And I know that while we kind of went through this program a little bit late, we didn't really get I shouldn't say the many schools didn't know about it, but I would like to express appreciation for all the schools who actually contributed. Now, the next video we're going to look at, which is really very good, thanks to Raj, is a video from a differently abled person. And I'm gonna play this now, so just bear with me a minute. All right, so I am going to see how I could share this to maximize the screen. All right. So I'm going to resume my share, mute my microphone.
My name is Sharon Gunnis. I am an IT. Good morning, everyone. My name is Sharon Gunnis. I am an IT instructor at the Trinidad and Tobago Blind Welfare Association. I live in Trinidad and Tobago, and I was asked this morning to talk about how I would like to see the internet move forward in the future. So I would like to recommend 2 points. One, the internet must be readily available on either your smart devices, such as your phones in your pockets, your laptops, your MacBooks, etc. Because nowadays you have so much information. Access to information is so important. You have schools have online class platforms, so you go to school, you do everything online. You even have Zoom meetings or online platform meetings, classroom sessions as well there. You can play games online. Social media content creators work. You can stay at home and manage a travel agent service or manage a business from just the comfort of your own home on a smart device. So it becomes so important. It's like the air you breathe. So I would like to recommend, for example, if you could have a CARICOM feature where any country you go to, you have internet on your device. You don't have to log in anywhere or pay extra money and so on. So I would like to recommend either a subsidized course or something that is free. So even in Trinidad and Tobago, we can have internet anywhere, different areas. But of course, with security measures improved, because I'm sure all of us are aware of what is available on the risk of using the internet. And 2, accessibility. Accessibility is important. Why I'm talking about accessibility this morning is because I am visually impaired, as I said, and I must be able to use the internet of the future just like my sighted counterparts or my sighted friends and family. In doing what? 1, playing games, social media, again, educational platforms, movies, all of these things, YouTube videos, YouTube creators, content creators, even meetings. After COVID-19, a lot of services and official stuff went online. So this is an opportunity for persons to create accessible stuff, accessible links, accessible websites. In order to do that, you must go through the WCAG standards, website consortium of accessibility standards, on how to create it. So I'm not supposed to hear on-label graphic or on-label link. I must be able to hear what the link is, just like how you are seeing it with your eyes. I must be able to listen, or someone who has low vision must be able to magnify the screen and look at it. Someone who's deafblind must be able to use a refreshable braille display and or read what is going on using braille. So the entire thing, all links must be labeled, headings must be labeled, form field must be labeled, images must be labeled, and so on, in creating this level of accessibility. You see, the thing about it is inclusion. Inclusion is not I prepare for the internet, but the internet prepare for me as somebody who has a disability. And so if I want to do, let's say, a course from some organization, I must be able to do it. If I am able to Google something, I must be able to do it. If I'm able to do whatever, I must be able to do it. So the entire thing is accessibility. So I just want to say thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my little input, and I hope that internet of the future becomes accessible to take care of persons who are blind or visually impaired needs, as well as become readily available. So thank you very much.
Okay. All right. And thank you all very much. And let me just occupy the screen now. And let me pass it over to the man of the moment, Mr. Ken Suknanan. But before Ken takes it up again, I would like to thank every one of you all for your contribution to this youth forum. The videos were really, really informative and really awesome. A lot of thought I could see went into it, the production of the videos and the content of the videos and so on. So I will now pass it over to the man of the moment. Ken, take it away, sir.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. There was some very, very nice videos produced by the students. I really enjoyed the last video from the secondary school students, Holy Faith Lower Six, where they did it like a play. And one person was sleeping, and then she wake up and they started to talk about shopping and stuff like that online. And that was a really nice video. Well, all the videos was good. All right. Now, instead of just listening to me, talk, right? What I would do, I would bring up some of the main points um that was discussed in the videos, right? And those of you who are currently, in the audience, right? You would get chance to elaborate on it, right? So one of the main points that almost everyone spoke about with the internet they would like to see is access for all, right? That the internet should be available to everyone, even in rural places, third world developing countries and stuff like that, right? Even
Yes,
in
Ken, I really agree with you with that. It was a common thread. And I thought it was a very, what shall I say? The students took a stand, not because I have access to the internet, and some of my colleagues in other countries, whether it be socioeconomic or geographic or wherever, don't have access to the internet. They were kind of like looking after them, you know. I thought that was a wonderful gesture. It was a common thread through all the presentations.
Yeah,
You know.
I agree. Right. And well, even in our country, for those of you who don't know, like currently there's about with the surface area, there's just like about 40% coverage. Right. There's coverage in the main areas, like along the east-west corridor from Port of Spain to Grandy, and then coming down on the main stretch of the highway right down to south. But in the rural areas away from the main highway going south and stuff, unfortunately, they don't have access and coverage. They could get access and coverage via, those small satellite systems that you can purchase and stuff like that. All right. But Trinidad still has a little way to go. Right. Another thing is that the ministry is currently trying to accommodate digital access to a lot of the rural places via these construction of the ICT centers, right? They are currently trying to roll out a couple of the ICT centers in these rural areas to help facilitate access to a lot of people who don't have, right? Another point, so apart from the access to all, right? Another common trend was using the internet for education and empowerment, right? A lot of people talk about, having online classes that are accredited internationally so they can sit down in the luxury of the home and, do these courses and get jobs anywhere in the world that they want to. Now, that is a very good idea. And currently, it is being, executed by some universities worldwide, right? Of course, you have to pay their fees, which is currently still a little expensive, right? I would say well, even our local institutes, I teach at UTT. UTT offers some online education systems in different curriculum, right? UE also offers some online courses as well, right? But one thing I'd just like to comment about the online
Before you
yeah,
comment, Ken, let's try to engage the youth. So while
yeah,
we
yeah,
want to
yeah.
give our perspective, so I'll present two opportunities. One, you could actually type up stuff on the chat, on the Zoom chat, or just raise your hand if you have a concern, and we'll switch across to you. So while Ken is giving a little synopsis of the videos and so on, and some of his own personal experience, remember this is your forum, okay? So I'd like to hear from you. Although we heard in the videos, and I'd like to thank you all for showing up here this morning as well. Just raise your hand if you feel you want to make a comment by voice, or feel free to type up your comments on the chat, and we'll certainly air them, for everyone. So go ahead, Ken, while you're doing your commentary and reflection on the videos, we could have the engagement of the youth as well, either raising their hands on the Zoom call or just type up your comments on the chat. Over to you, Ken.
All right. I see a comment here. There are students who drop out and need help with internet platforms. Okay. All right. So some people still trying to log on and gain access, right? Right. So education and empowerment was another factor, right? I would like to comment that online education is good, right? But currently in our this latest generation, right? I would recommend a blended learning platform where you do some physical interaction, right? Because a lot of people, including myself, sometimes, when we go out in society, we always on our phones, with technology, and sometimes we forget naturally how to interact with each other and share different stuff, and just by talking, right? So that is one thing that I recommend for this generation. Internet is good, education online is good, right? But the physical interaction also plays a role in developing, your communication and people skills as well, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
I like to just interject with a little story.
all
So when you
right.
go to a restaurant, you see a table with 8 persons, sit around the table, and everybody's on the phone. I would kind of slow down my pace, and I would just mention, just tell them, I say, look at us, save a lot of money for us, stay home and do the same thing. And after I make that comment, I speed off. Because I my own personal view is that when I sit at a dinner table, my phone is either in my pocket or it's face down on the table. You're there to interact face to face with people, and I think it's important. While we're talking about the internet we hope that the internet we want doesn't destroy the personal relationships we have with people. I think that's where you're getting at, the personal
Yeah.
relationship, talking to people face to face. That communication is always very important. The internet we want is not going to replace that human interaction among ourselves. So that's a very valid point there. And we have some
Yes, somebody in the chat wanted to speak out. You're free to talk. Any students?
no, somebody said so there are persons available to help. Are there persons to help the digital literacy or challenge students? Let them in now. Okay, all right. Yes, so part of the are people who, I mean, all of us would be digitally illiterate at some point in time. And this is where schools and groups like schools could be there as a mentor or a train the trainer thing. So stuff. And I know this goes on in a lot of schools where people may have challenges with the technology. And the schools, even in our class, will have a big brother, a big sister program where they will actually share their knowledge with some of the digitally challenged students and bring them up to speed. So I always like that kind of camaraderie and, to foster that kind of, digital literacy camaraderie among students of a class or students of a school, or maybe the administration could put the infrastructure in there and formalize training. These are some of the things that we need to do because, after all, we want these students to be able to develop the technology of the future. And to develop that technology, they themselves must understand it and must be very proficient in it, to be able to help others develop their own skill set.
Yeah, with adding to the digital literacy, that the ICT centers that the government is building throughout the country, they are offering digital literacy courses as well. And it would have somebody based at the centers, in specific time frames that could run these courses, and it would be open to the public. Anybody could attend and stuff like that. So basic skills like Microsoft Word and typing and stuff like that, surfing the internet, those would be offered. Yeah, so digital literacy skills is very important for the country to move forward in this digital transformation era. And if we don't move forward, we would be left behind. And one of the major consequences is, the economy could actually slow down tremendously while the rest of the
I just
world
want to interject with a comment here. And somebody Gandhi made a very important point that students using social media proficiently does not mean that they're educated in digital literacy. Very valid point, Gandhi. And there's a link on the chat by Lisa Lane, mdt.gov.tt. I'm sure, I'm sure that we would, people who looking to get information on that. There's a link there in the chat. And Tracy, you're very correct. We want to hear from the young people. So keep the chat flowing, people. I will be voicing your comments while Ken is, killing the silence, making sure that the thing is not silent at all. So we really want to hear from you. Thanks, Tracy, for that.
Yeah. So, yeah, any youth out there who would want to join in the conversation, you're free to come in. We actually hoping that you do, right? Because frankly, I am very boring at times. Dev could vouch for that.
I know about that part.
Right. Right. So moving on to the, digital literacy and empowerment. In a lot of other nations throughout the world, the youth of the nation actually form little groups, like in Facebook, and become established. And as a group, you could do more things than an individual. For example, like when local disasters happen, you might think you wouldn't be able to do anything, but you could, right? On these little Facebooks, just like how you're posting little comments and chats and stuff like that, you guys can create little small literacy videos or education videos. So, your friends who home and can't get access to go to school because of floods and stuff like that, you could help them out, right? And people in the videos as well, one person did mention the UN, initiatives and stuff like that for helping youth, right? So this is one channel that you could take, the youth out there. You can establish a good youth society, and you can actually apply to the UN for funding to do charitable work and help to move the, different aspects of the youth forward with digital literacy. All right. So it's something that you can think about. All right. Another point brought up in the videos was innovation and collaboration, right? One person spoke about optical treatment. They had a vision impairment problem, right? And they talk about collaborating with, researchers and medical professionals throughout the world to help solve these issues and stuff like that. Now, currently, this is an ongoing process, right? Professionals do collaborate and they do try their best to help vision impairment. Um, Smart glasses, they spoke about smart glasses in the video as well, right? Currently, smart glasses is being developed by Apple, right? Google was the first one to invent the smart glasses, I think a couple years ago. The main problem why it didn't really catch on in society was because they had a privacy issue with people just wearing the glasses and taking photos, without other person's permission, right? So they say no, that was a big no-no. But I believe that those laws probably relax now. That is why Apple introducing the smart glasses and stuff like that.
All right, so
Another
let's try to engage the youth a little more here. And Tracy, I think Tracy and I are on the same page here. All right, he said, imagine there were no adults in the room. How would you react to the content contained in the videos? So let's say it from, I'm going to switch across the focus now onto the students themselves. Just raise your hand. I want to get your feedback, students, on the content of the videos. Either raise your hand or post it on the chat. Your feedback on the content. I think Ken articulated his views and so on already. We want to hear from you. What are your views? What would you like to add now that you've seen the content? What would you like to add to the conversation on, getting the internet for tomorrow? Anybody? Let's keep the information flowing. I'm sure you have some ideas that you may want to add. If you want, just raise your hands and we will pick you up or type it on the chat. I'll give you a few
Remember,
minutes to get that going.
Yeah, it could be any comment. It doesn't have to be specific to anything.
Yeah. Just your views on. Remember, this is a forum for you. It's a youth forum. I mean, I look like I just born with no hair on my head, but that's not really the case. I'm actually 21 years with 41 years experience. Any other comments? All right, I'm trying to save all of them. How they hear Ken all the time, That's why I'm asking for these comments. All right, so Tracy's asking a good question. If you all just agree with the comments, I'm sure you would like to add something. Here we have it coming. All right, Gandhi's asking again, are there programs run by the ministry that will help both young and old with digital literacy learning? That's a good question. I'm just on the Ministry Digital Transformation website, and thanks for that post. This is planned activities or procurement activities. I'm not too sure if does anybody know if there are any programs? You could probably post it on the chat.
It had this comment from Cecilia, right? She said a hologram of the muscular
system.
Yeah, would be helpful for doctors and students to learn more about anatomy. That is true, Cecilia, right? With regards to holograms, the technology is still evolving, right? And I hope one day that they would make it widespread. currently it is a little expensive though, because the lasers that you need to actually project the holograms. But hopefully in the future it will be more cheaper and accessible to everyone. It have another comment.
Right, somebody's posted some links, and Tracy said yes, YTEP do provide digital literacy training, and Lisa confirmed that. Also, there's another link here for YTEP. Tracy posted it there for digital literacy programs. And I see on the MDT site, they also have some stuff there as well. So I'm glad these questions are bringing out some resources that people could access.
Mhm.
And
Another,
Gandhi's asking if they're free of charge. I think most of the YTEP courses are. And Tracy could correct me on that.
yeah, you just have to register. Once they have a room in the classes, then you should gain access. Right? Another person, Amelia Ali here, posted that back with the 3D view can make things more interactive as well. Yes, I agree. Right. The only thing, computers, the screens in computers have to, you have to buy a special screen to give the 3D effect, and the glasses. So I suppose, glasses it relatively cheap now. Is get it in cinemas and stuff like that. But computers need the screen to actually, be immersive in 3D, right? Hopefully in future they would get there, right? Amelia again posting with 3D holograms of the human. We can also have improvements where we can test our different injuries and see the effect it has on the body. Yes, that is true, but you're correct to a large extent. It also, apart from the hologram, you also need like some sort of simulation software to simulate the muscles and the organs and the blood and stuff like that. So when you get the injury, right? So think about it like each those of you kids who familiar with programming, programs like how it have Microsoft Word and Excel, and it have different games programs. To actually simulate the human body, you would have to create something like a program for each part, an organ and blood and stuff like that. So when something is to happen, all these programs would interact with each other and give you an end result to see what you're talking about. Right. Let me
Yes,
see.
and Rian talk about would be good for physical education and kinesiology. Okay. Now there's another point that came across in the presentations, and one of the guys spoke about machine language, blockchain, cybersecurity, and those other areas as well. You know, those are very, very important points. Artificial intelligence, and those are very, very good points that were raised in terms of the Internet of Tomorrow. Those are things that's gonna, trust and so on, gonna take precedence as we expand the internet and so on. And Gabriela is saying, I think the pandemic would have propelled the rate of adoption of digital services and showed us the importance of technology in our everyday lives. Gabriela, you could not be more right. It also highlighted the gap in both access and knowledge that exists within our society. I want to make a comment here, Gabriela. I mean, you kind of chained me up with that comment, most of the students here, a lot of people, and I'm not knocking teachers. I come from the teaching fraternity as well. But a lot of teachers figure because they have a computer, they know where the power button is, they have Word installed and whatnot, they are computer literate. And it is for this reason that they have actually, I should say, many of them, or I should say most of them, would have caused the demise of online learning. Now, online learning, in my opinion, is vastly superior to face-to-face. The only thing face-to-face, this is my opinion, the only thing face-to-face offers is the social aspect of the classroom. But in terms of content, I deliver content and it is vastly superior. What I could do in 2 hours in an online class, it would take me probably 2 face-to-face classes to cover that same content. So that's a very important point. I'm getting back to Gabriel's point because that was the trigger. Now they're looking at work from home policies, okay? Because of the internet, they're looking at work from home policies. They're looking at that will ease congestion on the road. Right now, there are articles in the newspaper that if you were to analyze the amount of time you spend in traffic for the year, it will amount to probably a month of your life, okay? So as you're right, Gabriela, the pandemic has certainly enlightened a lot of people, excuse me, about a lot of things. So a lot of things did not happen pre-pandemic, like work from home, like online teaching, online engagement, online meetings for that matter. This forum for the youth would not have been possible. I mean, I was at Naparima College and we had to organize the auditorium for 4 of this type. And we had to have live streaming and students get to that access. Now we just sent a message to some of you all yesterday, and you all went on to the site and you're able to join us here remotely. I mean, that is tremendous. So, Gabriela, your point is very, very valid.
Yeah, I would just like to add to that, Dev.
Sure, you go right ahead.
With the pandemic, everything had to be online. All the classes in secondary schools was online, right? The only thing is the ministry. There was a little, because everything was so rushed, they didn't had proper procedures and guidelines in guiding teachers how to formulate and conduct their online classes, right? So I'd like to see that in the future, the actual ministry formulating, guidelines and procedures. So, teachers could have a formal way and document and training to conduct these online classes of a certain standard and caliber for the students.
I totally agree with you. There were actually no directions from the ministry, none whatsoever, about a guideline for online classes or a protocol of students for students, okay?
Yeah.
In an online class. So a lot of parents think that because these classes were held in their home, that the parents still in charge. They don't know that this is really a school day. And therefore the teacher is in charge of your son's or your daughter's time during that period. Rian made another very good point. The pandemic also highlighted a social challenge when it comes to accessibility to education. A large amount of students lack the resources for online learning, which made it difficult for students to keep up with their education or left them in the dark. So a lot of students, because of, this was just thrusted upon them to go online. Many of them, I would like to thank Airlink. Airlink is one of our sponsors. And I actually highlighted Airlink on my website simply because they rose to the challenge when, mainstream internet service providers are not really accessing or don't really access the population in rural areas. And Airlink actually rose to the challenge and actually supplied, everybody had a plan for $125, a student plan for a month of data. It may not have been the fastest speed, but at least the student was able to stay connected, That's one of the reasons I had put Airlink on one of my websites, Gandhi says, if we want to go more into the digital arena, are we providing internet free of charge in public areas? Well, that's a discussion for, I think I'm not sure if we have anybody from MDT here, but I certainly hope so. I know in buses and on the ferry and so on, there is free internet. And I think there is a move by the government to do things like that. And, that is something that, I would totally support, Gandhi. Even schools should have, high-speed free internet and so on.
Yeah. I believe the MDT is starting new projects, smart cities. And one of their pilot city is to build smart Arima in the borough of Arima. So they're trying to make, the free Wi-Fi for, the population within a certain area of the, Arima hub with the marketplace and stuff like that. Right. So procedures are being put in place, but but Trinidad speed, it doesn't happen overnight, right?
Right. I am looking at Rian's comment here. The ministry was a bit behind on these things. Yes, Rian, I totally agree with you, which made things difficult, especially for those who are writing important exams with SCAPE and CSEC. Oh, do we know that? Unfortunately, I was struggling through that period with my CSEC exams. Oh my, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, Tracy, I was talking about Airlink before they even became a partner. I was talking about Airlink back in 2019, 2020. So before they became a partner, I was given my experience. So they are now a partner with us this year. But I was given an experience with Airlink, prior to our partnership. All right.
I think some of our local providers, the Digicells and the B-Mobiles, I think they should, during the pandemic session, they should have stepped up the game just like Airlink and, offer some cheap packages to students and stuff like that,
Well, actually, I'll tell you something. I had negotiated with Digicel. Is the concept really of providing free package. And Digicel actually had a student package for 125 as well.
Oh, I was now aware that. All right, well, that's good.
They actually had a free student package for 125 and whatnot, because not every ISP would have been available. And as Sirian also had another comment, most resources were online. So imagine the students who lacked the resources had no proper guidelines to follow. And that's so very true. So it was a very, what shall I say, skewed educational system, simply because resources were not readily available to everyone,
Yeah, I agree. Because when you think about it in Trinidad, most people with internet, they get it via, at home is the
just
landline.
one thing. I would like somebody to raise their hand. I want to hear some voices. Let's just hear one or two voices. I mean, the chat is nice. The information is coming on the chat to keep us busy. But somebody, come on, we have quite a few students from Holy Faith Convent in Couva. Somebody want to volunteer a point?
Remember,
Anybody?
it could be about anything, eh? Even the 3D and hologram and stuff that you guys like, anything at all.
All right. And Cynthia Reddock is saying, which is MDT and TAT collaboration is available, public areas, hospitals, health centers, public. Okay, so those are internet availabilities and private schools at no charge to the public. Thank you very much for that, Cynthia. Very good information. So we are trying to get internet readily accessible to the general masses, and that's a very, very good move. All right. Nobody want to let me hear your wonderful voices? I mean, hearing two old crooks say all the time, croaking on the microphones.
Yeah. I still think data for your phone is still a little expensive for the average student to afford, because recently I inputted a card into Digicel to get like a monthly plan for data, and the cheapest plan was around $267, which for a normal
All right,
student.
hold on, we have Rian with a raised hand. Go ahead, Rian. If you could turn on your camera on mute, or you could just speak just like that. Go ahead, Rian. The floor is yours. Good
Yeah,
morning.
so good morning. So, talking about internet readily available to the general masses, like it would make the public happier, um, in general. So like, yeah, so instead of like having to pay these ridiculous amounts for like data, etc., because like most students already have to pay to travel, pay for their food and all that stuff, and like an additional cost just to access the internet anyway would be such a hindrance towards their education. So yeah, so it in general, like internet available anywhere would just make everyone, happier.
Yes, certainly, Rian. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah,
And
good point.
Tracy posted a question on the chat, and I'll read it out for you all. This is a question for all the participants. And the question goes like this. What do you think would happen or change in your lives if there was no internet? Well, I grew up with no internet. And Tracy, let me answer. Let me take a first choke at that question. A joke, right? Earlier this week, there was no internet. Well, actually, Digicel. I live in South, so Digicel fiber gone down at Digicel. One of the things I told a parent, I say, I only hope this failure lasts for about a week, just so that you and your son or you and your daughter could talk. That was just my comment on it, right? But we grew up without internet. But I would like to hear the students on this comment. I'll read the question again. What do you think would happen or change in your lives if there was no internet? So let's say you could post a comment, you could raise your hand and talk. That's a very nice question, Tracy. Anybody? So we have some answers in the chat. Revert to TV sitcoms and more outdoor activities. Gandhi is saying that. Lisa was talking about the plans. I agree the plans are not good compared to other countries. What percentage of people have mobile devices? I think some people have 2 and 3 mobile devices now. Okay. Lisa is saying I couldn't contact my family and friends overseas. Okay. And Cynthia is saying, all right, let me just read the reaction. I would know a lot less. I have a lot of hobbies and I've learned a large amount of my skills on the internet. Then again, the lack of internet would force me to go to libraries to research information or use innovative ways to improve. Okay, we'd probably have to revert to writing letters, posting them, contact friends. You'll have pen pals now. Friends, no Facebook friends. Contact friends and family abroad. Encyclopedia will make a comeback. Okay. Amelia is saying, without the internet, our daily routines will be drastically altered. Communication will return to traditional methods and letters and landline phones. Accessing information will require visits to the libraries and relying on printed materials. Okay.
Well.
Kevin Swift. Good morning, Kevin. We'd probably have to revert to... Okay, yes, you had said that. Right, it's Kevin. Welcome, Kevin. All right. Yeah, some of you all might be talking to your parents for the first time in the week.
And Renee chancing say libraries might be full now for sure.
For sure. Tracy is asking, will our lives be better or worse? That's a good question. Just type one word. Just type one word. Just to get your response, better or worse. You just sample the crowd here. Just type. Tracy's asking, would your life, if there was no internet, be better or worse? Let's just sample the crowd. Just type one word on the chat. Everybody could do that. Do that little poll here by the chat.
And Lisa say worse, Rian say worse
All right.
as
No, no,
well.
we'll do a something at the end. I mean, let's
Okay,
say,
okay.
oh, and the entertainment would shift back to more offline activities. All right. Only two people say worse. Come on, nobody say better.
I don't think
You go out
you're
on the road as a
one way. Hmm?
what better to get to better ease to get information. Long time when I was in my days as a little boy, it had no internet. So as I reach home, change my clothes, eat something, and go out on the road and kick football or play cricket and whatnot with friends on the road. Okay. Okay, as Ashwini say, it can be better. The world needs a break from the internet. Okay. Glad it's coming. Rihanna said true.
You know, some parents actually limit the access to smart devices to the child, you know. So they go buy a smart device for the child, but they say, okay, you're only allowed to use it like once a day for 2 hours or like 3 days for the week or something like that to try to
Oh
limit them
yes,
as well,
Amelia
you know.
says Amelia say yes, my mother does that. You have a very smart mom, Amelia.
Yeah, she trying to, you know, try to
She tried to
maintain
ensure
your
that that's right. You have your social interaction with the family. You know, that's great. You have a great mom, Amelia.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
screen time, you have to be limited. You know, talk to
Mhm.
people, interact with your friends, develop your social skills, and so on. That's very good.
Right, boy Dave, I think you could take a poll. I think your life could generally be worse.
Yeah. It seems so. The
Yeah.
newer generation of children were raised by the internet, not the parents. Oh, yeah, that is so true. And Gandhi is saying, I went to the Ministry of Planning at Twin Towers complex to have a change of status for a property, but was told that I have to go through the digital literacy platform. I asked, can someone show me through a kiosk what are the process? I was told, no, up to now, I am unable to go further. Wow. Hope somebody from Ministry of Digital Transformation is listening to this. We need to be
Yeah.
a little more user-friendly with our portals and so on. That was the discussion yesterday. Okay.
They could probably
How many of you
even,
have
yeah.
Tracy, I said, more relationship, friendships friendships online versus in real life? Are relationships better, worse, or the same quality? Good question there, Tracy. In other words, are your Facebook friends better than your real friends? Your besties?
Yeah, tell them one word response could be sufficient if they want yes or no.
Yeah. Yeah. Just put online or real. Which friendship you think is better? Online friends or real face-to-face friends? Ms. Ram is saying, youth of today have difficulty in physical social interaction. They have become more accustomed to their social media chats and use emojis. All right. Most people seem to agree that real is better. There are surely both advantages and disadvantages involved. Most persons enjoy the convenience that's associated with the use of technology. Yes, Gabriela, you have a very valid point there. It's easier when you get up in the morning to just message and check in on people, but the face-to-face interaction, nothing could beat that. Right, Ken? 5 p.m. today?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man, for sure.
Real,
Definitely, you
definitely.
know.
Okay. Yes.
Liza
I
say
must say,
it have
yeah,
a
go
lot
ahead.
of fake. Yeah, Liza say it have a lot of fake friendships online. And you can't read people body language online. Yeah, that is so
That's
true.
true. Oh, and Gabriela is making a very good point. There are socially both advantages However, it does not have negative effects that may ensure that online addiction, cyberbullying, etc. So
I think cyberbullying is a real thing, Dev, and
of
it's
course, of course.
yeah, and
And I'm
it's
sure
dangerous in schools.
many of our participants would have probably been victims of that. I hope they were not,
Yeah.
they are not the perpetrators, but okay.
Yeah, cyberbullying. You see the problem with cyberbullying, like somebody, like if they post something on Facebook or something, later on when the student, grows up and they want to apply for a job, nowadays companies is do like a
No, I'll tell
scan.
you something. Not only a
Yeah, and
job, they
it's
want to
dangerous.
apply for a US visa. US visa. When you apply for that, they say, are you on Facebook? What's your username? Are you on Twitter, Snapchat, all these things? And they want to know if you have a website, because they do a background check on you and they can
Yeah,
see
yeah,
the kind of individual you are. And as you think, you must understand that once you hit that mouse button, you click or do a share, okay? You are leaving a digital footprint that will last you your lifetime.
yeah. So be very, very, very careful.
Yes, and
Yeah.
Amelia underscore that point. It comes back to you, your digital footprint. Exactly, Amelia, you're so correct. Okay. And Rian said cyberbullying skyrocketed during the pandemic. Yeah, because that's all they had, Yeah, I must say I really, really enjoying this interaction with the kids. I mean, it's really
Yeah.
refreshing. And the ideas are really, really great. But we join, I think we'll probably wrap up, join to the end. I think we passed the end. We're supposed to have only 40 minutes of chat, but it was going so good. And the information was coming in and the interaction and the engagement and so on. So we'll take maybe 2 more minutes of your feedback. And look out for TTIGF 2025. We're going to be a little more engaging next year. So just bear in mind, it is usually the last Thursday and Friday of January. Okay? Last Thursday and Friday of January. So you have ample notice.
Look
Right. Anton is asking, how far are we from seeing corporations offering low risk, low requirement summer jobs to students that can count for work experience thereafter? Well, I'll put all the things first and then we'll comment on that. In general, digital usage does have an impact on our overall mental health, and it is important to practice responsible digital usage. That was from Gabriela.
Yeah, that's true.
And Tracy, name one thing you would like to see change in how the internet of today works. So Tracy's asking a question. And
Look, somebody,
while you...
someone raised their hand too in the
Oh, yes. Tasnim. Go ahead, Tasnim. Feel free. Unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning.
One issue I was thinking about is online impersonation, and what I was thinking is, in the future, online security could possibly look at relying on biometrics, like fingerprints, facial recognition, DNA verification, for more secure identity confirmation. This could reduce the reliance on traditional passwords, but privacy and careful data management would be essential to meet this.
Right. Yes. I totally agree. I guess as we get a more secure internet, that would certainly be one of the things that it's going to incorporate, biometric validation, whether it be fingerprint or iris scan or whatever it is. An internet impersonation. And there's a lot of that going on. I mean, a lot of people get their Facebook account hacked, their Gmail account hacked, and all that sort of stuff. And, if you have a Gmail account and it's tied into your bank, and it really is going to be a very what shall I say, worrisome venture. So very good point, Tasnim. So with respect to jobs, that is going to be to a very large extent on the human resource department of that particular company.
Yeah. But a trend starting now, a lot of youths creating content and it generating revenue for them, Yeah, content creation is a big thing now.
Yeah, so that's I think you might you've probably just answered the question there, Ken. While you upgrade as young people, what you could probably do is upgrade your skills, learn about things like web design or content creation, or even, getting people on social media, a business, so that people they may not have an online shop, but they may need their products, A lot of people don't know, even including myself, don't know how to get on Snap. Well, I probably have a Snapchat or is there a Twitter? Not Twitter, it'll be X now. All these other accounts, Instagram and so on. But using it, what shall I say? Effectively is something that a lot of people may need, and many of you young people could do this. You charge a small fee to develop the clientele. Just saying. And you don't have to depend on a corporation for a job now. I was in the US a couple of weeks ago. I look at an industry. There's an industry right now, the biggest taxi service don't even own a hubcap. Okay? And I'm referring to companies like Uber and Lyft. These are people who you look at your Lyft driver, your Uber driver, and so on, and they are very happy making good money just by having a car and sign up with a company. I ain't telling all this so you can drop out of school, people. You need the education.
No, but going back to the point you brought up previously about creating the websites and stuff like that, that is a good avenue for young people, and they actually have platforms online that you could create a website just by dragging and dropping and just typing up text and stuff like that, And of course, if you want to do it from scratch, a lot of our local institutes, UE, UTT, COSTAT, SAMS, SPCS, CTS, all of them offer, courses in web development that you can take, right?
Well, if I were to use my own experience, when I was acting vice principal at Naparima College, I was going on 3 weeks vacation, and I said by the end of this weekend, I will design my first website. And I went on vacation on the Friday, and by Sunday night, I had developed my own website. And my training was done through the University of YouTube. Okay?
All right.
And you went there and you look at a hell of a lot of videos on WordPress and Elementor and all this kind of thing. And, very good, Rihanna. Rihanna is saying she's doing my assignment on making a website for a business from scratch. And it's fun but challenging. Yes, Rihanna, that learning that you would have gotten is second to none, especially you do it on your own. You go, you try it out, it didn't work, you try to brainstorm and figure it out and whatnot. And it is an invaluable tool.
Yeah,
and
YouTube.
You're so right. YouTube is a good resource. It's good for HTML and CSS or any type of coding. Yes, very true. Well, I don't even know HTML and I don't even know CSS. I use Elementor and WordPress and I good to go.
Right. It have another website, W3 Schools, right? They have everything from scratch, and they even have a simulator on the website that they can run your code and everything and all the tutorials right there. So apart from YouTube, W3 Schools, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just for information, I quoted my website. It's not advertisement, and it's actually WEXL. I'll say it phonetically. W as in whiskey, E as in echo, X as in X-ray, L as in Lima. Dot and the word online. No, it really spells out We Excel Online. Okay. Thanks to these new domains. That's what I built myself, you know. It
Yeah,
is
I think it have a
it's
lot of jobs. Imagine, when you drive through Trinidad, it have a lot of small parlors and shops, doubles people, food stalls, and all these people, is just word of mouth and stuff like that. Imagine if, the youth take up, creating web pages for small businesses and charge a small fee just to
that's
maintain
right.
it and to create it. Yeah,
Not
imagine
only
if
that,
all,
you look at videos like Foodie Nation, and you
yeah,
see they go and check out the doubles man in Kudupia. I want to go and check he out too.
yeah,
So these are, you become now an influencer by a little video production and whatnot. And everybody have a camera, and you could, put together that. You all did some amazing videos. So you all have the technology. All these are areas that you could actually look at. You see a need, and you simply develop a skill to target that need. That is true entrepreneurship.
yeah, 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 yeah. And these small initiatives, you never know, could be like a stepping stone for you to publicize your ability, and a big
That's
company
right.
later on might look at you and actually want to hire you. So
Mhm.
yeah, so don't put it past
And
these
what you
small
do,
things.
and the important thing is that I think it came up in something yesterday. A lot of people have paper qualifications, okay? And what you do by doing these little small projects is that you develop a portfolio,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah.
So that when somebody asked about getting a job to get experience, you don't have to get a job to get experience. You can develop your own portfolio, and you say, this is what you did, this is what you started from 2 years ago. And in 5 years' time, you would have had, in 5 years' time, you have 7 years of portfolio. Okay? You can have it in a digital format. And you just simply, present them a flash drive, and they could go through your portfolio and see some of the things that you're involved in and all that sort of stuff. That digital portfolio is so very important now. So you ain't going to just get experience. You're going to show them what you actually did, and get your previous employer to give a little feedback, positive feedback on what you did and so on. Okay?
And the good thing about it, Dev, is, once you do it once, you would have the know it how to do it again. For example, the
That's
learning
right.
curve to create a website might initially require some time. But once you know how to do it, you can create multiple websites very easily.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a skill that is transferable. Very, very easy. Ken, I could safely say we went way above our time, but I mean, I really enjoy the conversation. This include any apps you build. Should I say that? Yes, so that's another thing too. We have gaming and game design and so on. All these things are, anime production, and all these things are areas that, you could get into. And George Gobin is saying, if you are, and he's one of the directors of the TTMAG, if you are free this afternoon, please feel free to join the TTIGF session. The topics would be digital currency and artificial intelligence. So you all have already logged into the session, the Zoom thing, that sign up. From 1 p.m. we'll be back on until 5 p.m. So feel free. It's on digital currency and artificial intelligence. So Ken, I will ask you to wind up because you're the boss.
Yeah.
I was just chiming in here. I would just
All
like,
right.
before I lose the microphone, I'd just like to say, I would like to thank each and every one of you all. And let me just read Tracy's comment there. Lots of no-code building sites available now. English is the new programming language. So true, Tracy.
Yeah,
Makes it
that's
easier for
true.
people to learn, beginner friendly. Yes, Rian. You know, so I'm glad to see the chat ended on the note of learning. Okay,
Yeah.
retooling ourselves, and it's freely available on the internet. It's freely available. And this is one of the things about artificial intelligence. Artificial or intelligence is the ability to learn from experience. Okay, that's basically what intelligence is. And artificial intelligence is when a machine does this. Okay, so we are all displaying true forms of intelligence here this morning. So I would like to thank every one of you all for your wonderful participation in the production of the videos, in the contributions here this morning. Ken was a little bit worried yesterday when I had a little meeting with him about how this will go. But Ken, I don't know about you, but it way surpassed my expectation this morning. Okay,
Yeah.
the
Next
interaction was amazing,
next
and
time we go
thank you
aim
all
for
very
something
much.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. Big up.
Yeah.
And you all have a year's notice now, so make it happen. Over to you, Ken.
Yeah, it was a very good session. Thank you guys for attending. Right. We will try next year to actually make it more interactive. We could probably, I don't know, probably design some questions beforehand and send out to you, like how we told you to one question to create a video on. We could probably say, okay, these are the topics we want to discuss, and you could come up with your ideas. So when the topic come in, you're ready to chime in your 2 cents and your opinions and stuff like that, which would be very good. Right. So once again, just taking from Dev, thank you very much for creating such videos and attending, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. And with regards to your jobs and stuff like that, try to be proactive, as we said, creating these little initiative, building up your portfolio is a big thing. And because it have a lot of artificial intelligence, like ChatGTP and stuff out there, right? And when you go into like a interview for a small position, right, you can actually do some research on the company. What do they do? What is their business? How to go about it? And then you can use the artificial intelligence engine to give you more information and advice on what it is. So once you hit the interview, right, you knowledgeable about the area, and most likely you'd be getting through, right? So you have the technology, you just have to use it to your advantage and use it wisely. All right. Thank everybody.
Thanks very much, everybody. Take care.
All right,
and
bye.
hope to see you this afternoon. If you can make it, we'd really welcome you. Bye for now.
Bye.
All the best.
Mm-hmm.